What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Rat Pack Reacts. Today we're reacting to Haikyuu episode 20, Alba Josai versus Karasuno. I'm hyped for this. Let's get straight into it. I want to see how it goes. A flashback.
You didn't expect there to be a flashback.
No, I kind of did. Yeah. Aura. Post on him now.
Yeah.
Tell him who's up. What's up? Clash of the Setters.
Clash of the Kings.
Can you serve and set?
Yes. So there's some rules. If you serve, you can't do that setter dump. You can't like jump and like put your hand over the. There's some weird rules.
Isn't it? He's saying it. Isn't a dump from the back row illegal?
Yeah.
He's dribbling.
Slammed that thing out.
He's just trying to get back to the setter dump position. Happens to the best of us. Not Oikawa though. He's always on point. Oh, they're all ready. The animation is so fluid right now. Oh, that. Yeesh. He got that. Okay, he's not like Superman, bro. Yeah, the characters are so animated now. You see that? They're moving around a lot more. Yeah.
There we go.
Where were you for that, Oikawa? I can't speak.
Oikawa.
Oikawa. Unfortunately for him, Nishinoya is that
just
guy.
that guy. Yeah, that's kind of big, actually. See, that's something that, like, you never really think about, like, just watching a show is, like, how impactful just individual plays are in volleyball.
Morale.
And, like, morale and mental, yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
Who's above us? The top floor. I think it's something a lot of people don't consider, not just for, like, volleyball or, like, sports in general, but just, like, overall, how much a little bit of, like, morale demoralizing can be to your overall performance.
Yeah.
All right, TANAKA. When's he going to get the jump serve down? Way too short.
Way too short.
He ain't got the speed or the height. Got to be on top of that.
Just jumping.
He was
higher.
holding back.
Is that what it is, Kyle?
It is.
Was he holding back, or was it something else?
Unlike Karasuno going around showing every team their like big plays. What was that? He felt his Conqueror's hockey.
Have you figured it out, Kyle?
I have not, no.
I mean, they gave you all the signs.
Yeah. He's got their signs down. Pay his brain bill. Like I said, he downloaded the whole playbook on him,
he
dude.
Did.
Nah, they gotta have some way to adjust. Bringing pregame knowledge.
Imagine doing that in middle school. Like it.
When will he not to actually be like a volleyball player, bro? Oh, the music's kicking in. What are these receives? What are you doing, Asahi? Looking like Hinata out there.
It's because he's bad.
Yeah, why are they catching Oikawa, but they can't get any of his other bombs? That's what we're talking about. Oh, jeez. Bro's like 26. He's getting pressed. He's in his own head. He's gonna dump.
Uh-oh.
Even I could have caught that one, man. Come on.
Uh-oh.
It's only a 5-point lead. We can come back from this.
4 now.
Tie it up.
Yeah.
Bro just hates people having fun. Oh. New shot. Oh.
That's a double. It's where you touch the ball twice. Usually they call doubles if you set the ball over because it's really easy to get spin on it. Uh-oh.
Well,
Who's he going to this time?
it's over. It's going to Yamaguchi in the sideline. Lock in. Lock in, Tanaka. Ooh, that's not a good one. Can't keep shaking it off. You gotta lock in. The perky cue ball. Every team's got one. He's got like a psychological breakdown of it,
Yeah.
dude. Kageyama Kunyo. True. True.
Yep, true.
I mean, you can argue they're one and the same, but
Yeah.
oh. Ooh.
Hey,
Where's Nishinoya?
that's better than it was.
Nah, Tanaka's out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Get Sugawara in. We need Sugawara and Yamaguchi. You don't have that sage wisdom like he does, though? See, he's already back in it.
Top 10 lock-ins. That's a great scene, by the way.
They're locking in.
Yeah.
This is the turnaround. They're putting a lot of the pressure on Tanaka, though. He was kind of like shitting on everyone. Like, it wasn't just Tanaka. Everyone got locked out. Everyone was messing up their receives. It was literally like just Nishinoya that was keeping it in play.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Oikawa in a state of zen.
Yeah.
Oh! Save it, Nishinoya. Hinata? Watachi?
There we go.
We got this.
He called for
Make
it.
the call. Get it past him. Breakthrough. They ain't Date. Sheesh, glanced off him. I called it. He's the next ace. What did I tell you?
You did call
I'm
it.
reading this shit like a book.
You did call that he would.
So they're
be the
gonna
second
lose.
Next
They're
ace.
gonna lose to Shira Torizawa. That sets it in stone.
Oh, that's
15 to
tough.
8 is rough.
That's tough.
I'm just better at everything else, dude. They just got different builds. Nishinoya could have been on that one.
He probably could have, yeah. Brilliant
The
player.
nickname of a brilliant player. The king. Just meant he's
He's
an
more
ass.
of a, yeah.
His team's there for it now, though. They're getting the hang of it. Let's go. I don't like this acceleration.
Yeah, you don't want acceleration.
That's just a him problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a Tsukishima thing.
Where were they? Oh, another joust. All right, Nishinoya. Nope, he's not there for that one.
Oh, no.
And he's posing on him, bro.
No.
Like a Dark Souls boss. This is when we're going to see Sugawara subbed in because Kageyama's in his own head. Where's that going? They're doing the same thing, man.
Lead.
They're getting it right through their defense.
9-point lead. Oh, no. That's a long whistle.
What does that mean?
A sub.
They are. They're subbing Sugawara in. I mean, I knew it was coming. Kageyama's in his own head. They need to bring someone in who is a bit more composed, who can keep that composure under the pressure of Oikawa. And then we're going to spend the second match with Kageyama on the sidelines trying to get it back together. And then he's going to come back in for the third match.
Well, we got to rate it first.
After they bring... Oh, right. True.
You got a rating? 3, 2, 1. 8 out of 10.
It's a good episode.
It was a good episode.
We're keeping it slow.
Yeah.
We're building and building. I think I can kind of get a vision of where it's going right now, right? I can see Sugawara's about to get subbed in. Kageyama's getting in his own head. So Sugawara's going to take the end of the first match. There's no way they can bring it back, right? I mean, they might, but that would just be so insane.
There's no way they can bring it back.
That would be so insane if they can bring it back from
lead,
that, man.
20-11.
I mean, like, Sugawara's going to have his composure still, but he's not, like... He ain't Oikawa.
So this is the first time that we're going to see Sugawara play.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we saw him play in the practice match, but for the most part, this is the real showing of him that we're going to see. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to win-lose, right? Mm-hmm. Whether they win this first one with a crazy comeback and then lose the second one or not, I think they're going to the third match. And the thing is that Kageyama's going to be out for all of the second match, and he's going to get a talking to by Ukai, and everyone's going to be like, you gotta get your shit together, you got to focus up. We're playing against Abajosai, not Oikawa. You're in your own head a little too much, making mistakes that you just wouldn't normally make. And the third match, he's going to lock back in, and he's going to take the position back from Sugawara. That's what I think.
Okay, so what you're saying is Suga is going to play the full second set, and they're going to win that set with Suga?
They're going to win one of the sets with Suga. Yes. Okay. I don't if they have the crazy comeback on the first or not. I think they're going to win the second one, lose the first one. But Suga's going to manage to close the gap a bit by just keeping his head on his shoulders and just staying in the game. Because Kageyama's just flubbing right now. He just sent that right over Tsukishima. Daichi had to clutch it up.
If you remember at the beginning of the season, that was pretty much the exact set that got Kageyama subbed out the first time, too. Because he sent it way too fast.
To Kin Daichi or whoever it is.
And well, and there was nobody there, but
right.
that was probably the one that actually got him subbed out. But the one that like made the whole team, kind of give up on Kageyama was that his sets were just too fast, too crazy, and then he just did it with Tsukishima as well. Yeah. And now he's getting subbed out.
And I think that's also going to create some friction with Tsukishima because they already pointed out like Tsukishima's already got his own problems with Kageyama. Tsukishima's kind of just got a chip on his shoulder with everyone, but. I think that's going to create some friction. I think that might actually be what gets Kageyama's head back in the game is the friction with Tsukishima. All right. We're seeing a lot more from Hinata. He caught that failed receive.
I wouldn't call that a lot more. He just kind of got it
considering what he normally does. He dove for that, and he actually managed to keep it in play. That's like 1,000 times better than what he normally does, man.
Is the TANAKA scene as well.
True. When Tanaka locked in. We're seeing everyone. He's trying to break everyone's composure. Nishinoya just didn't have any issue with it. He received it and just moved on.
Nishinoya was like, send him to me more. That was fun.
Asahi took a moment to adjust, but he managed to get the rhythm for it and was able to get back. Tanaka as well was, struggling for a bit, but he's kind of getting back in it. He's still having a little bit of an issue, but we saw his offense. He's bringing his offense back. He's still struggling a bit with his defense.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
I really like that Tanaka.
Offensive-oriented character.
Because it kind of shows that Tanaka's not just like
we're also
the goofball.
Building it up to show Kageyama's big flaw, right? Because
Yeah.
everyone else, they don't have like the natural talent. They're not the prodigies that Kageyama is. They have their own specific niches, but their mental is like way better.
Yeah.
Because they've never had to deal with this where like their team's just not there for them, or they're constantly being antagonized as like the king of the court, ruling the whole game, trying to run a dictatorship on them. So they're keeping their head in the game, and they're just adjusting to it, and flying by as much as they can, getting used to it, and they're like slowly inching back. But I think Kageyama's really struggling to keep up with Oikawa. That's
Well, it's because Oikawa, like they made a very clear like parallelization, except not the opposite. Like Oikawa is Kageyama inverted, whereas Oikawa is good, but he's only good because he brings his players up rather than him himself being good, other than like his serves, right?
He just
and
has
then
like
Kageyama,
crazy game knowledge.
Yeah, and then Kageyama is just like a prodigy, perfect sets.
Right.
Like it just,
he's like the raw mechanics piece.
Yeah.
He's like the Shroud of volleyball.
and like if you remember when Kindaichi, the onion head guy, they stopped and they were like, guys, did he just like jump higher than he usually does? And you were supposed to infer that was because Oikawa just talked to him and like brought him up, So Oikawa's supposed to be the guy that like understands the psychological impact of everything and then helps his team while hurting the other team. Right. And then Kageyama's all.
And we're seeing that. We're seeing Oikawa's trying to get in their head. Like he's like I said, he's going through the players. He's like, how can I break them? How can I split them apart? Demoralize each individual component until we can get there. And like I said, we see that it starts out and he's doing it, he's pulling it off, but it's just not working really on anyone but Kageyama. Like it works. It's clearly demotivating them slightly because you're missing. Right? You're missing your defense. You're missing your spikes. They're getting around it.
Oikawa
but they're like,
knows.
we just adjust. We just get past it. We move on. We don't have this pressure on our shoulders.
Oikawa knows that the one thing that Kageyama hates the most is whenever other people are like holding Kageyama back, you know? So he's like kind of picking that apart and like making other people hold Kageyama back. And he was like, it takes a lot longer than 2 months to get rid of a bad habit.
And also just the knowledge of like your own natural innate ability. Like Kageyama knows that he's ridiculously good, and so he has this natural tendency to just run the show. I mean, see that consistently with how he picks
setter
who gets set to and how he's like making it decisions, because we know there's some level of coordination to it as to whether or not they say send or give or whatever it is. But that level of communication is not telling, as Oikawa even points out, none of that communication tells us who the ball is going to. It tells us it's not going to Hinata. That's all that we know for sure. Kageyama is making all of the decisions over who gets the ball, who it gets set to, how we play out, because all of their coordination is around Kageyama right now. Except with Sugawara, who has actual comms with the team, with everyone but Hinata, really. So he can actually like change up the plays much more dynamically with everyone else's coordination involved. Right now, everyone's jumping every time, right? Everyone is always acting as if the ball is coming to them no matter what. And you can see it in, I think, the previous episode on Asahi's face when we get the setter dump. Asahi had no idea that was coming. There was no, and I mean, obviously you can't communicate literally every play. But like they were shocked that it happened. Like this is not something that has ever been coordinated or communicated about at all. And it shows that Kageyama is taking charge of the situation and stepping in to try to play it out himself, which is fine because of how talented he is. But it shows where his headspace is of like, this is me versus Oikawa. And what he says afterwards, where he tries to pose on Oikawa after that, where he's like, I'm going to do that next. And Hinata sort of plays off as a joke. But I think that is actually like a good insight into his mentality. Exactly. Where he's like, this is about me versus Oikawa, rather than this is about the team.
I forget what the exact wording was. Kageyama said, I'm going to do that next? Or did he say we? Because Oikawa said, we're going to make that same play. And then I
would have to actually go back and look at the specific wording.
Kageyama said, I'm going to do that
It's difficult
next.
to zone Japanese because it's interpretive. They often don't have the subject of the sentence.
I mean, you could say like boku versus like boku-da.
Yeah, but they generally just don't. They'll generally just say like, do that again, and you're supposed to interpret what they're talking about. really confusing about learning Japanese.
Yeah, I'd have to look into that, but I think that's a good place.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you are interested, if you'd like to see any more, check out our uncut reactions on Patreon. You get full, uncut, some exclusive reactions. We're looking to hopefully eventually do more exclusives. We just don't really have the time right now, but if we can get the Patreon some growth and start getting some more people on there, we can warrant putting more time into that, hopefully growing that out. So if you're liking it, check out the Patreon. Tell us what you see. We're several episodes ahead. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking. Leave any recommendations, any comments, anything you liked, didn't like about the reactions. We're still working on it, still growing, but see you guys next time.
Peace.
And we want you to join up and become a member of our rap pack.